So whatever file we want to keep in web.app, it should be only home page where user can enter into my application. Other all files I will be not keeping here. Then where we are keeping? Under this web app folder, you must have seen the wave-inf folder.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
folder name is coming from a long decade, the same name. You should not allow to change anything in this wave-inf. It stands for wave infrastructure. Now, whatever content are under this folder, it is completely under the server control. Client cannot access it. So what I want to put my all success or all other JSP file under this wave-inf. So what I did,
Right.
I just created the JSP folder and all the important JSP file I kept under this JSP folder. I just kept the index and login.jsp kept in the web app folder because this page is not having anything. But all the other important files I kept into the dot, I mean under JSP folder of wave-inf. Okay. But now what will be? The moment your hello controller is coming here, it's processed. It is saying go and pick the results from hello.jsp. It came here directly in a web app folder. It didn't found the hello.jsp. It will tell you 404 error. You change the configuration, so you have to inform your Spring or web server that hey, now my JSPs are not sitting under web app, rather than it is sitting under wave-inf. There's a JSP folder. My all JSP folder will be available under this location. And how we can
Right.
pass this information? For that purpose, Spring people has developed one more library, and that library is nothing but it's your view resolver. So see how
Okay.
the real-time project start getting the complex configuration. So this particular bean which we have created, which is clearly saying for all JSP, this is the prefix property. You should go to the wave-inf and JSP folder. If you have given the
Okay.
folder name ABC or view, then you have to give your view. So
Right.
this is the hint for a server. Don't start looking the view under the web app, rather than you should go under this location. Now, other things.
Right.
We know that all view is having .jsp, .jsp, .jsp. I don't want
Yeah.
to put every time .jsp, .jsp. Rather than what I inform to my Spring or server is all file is having .jsp. Even I will not pass you the .jsp, but you understand it is a .jsp. So that in hello controller, now I am not passing hello.jsp because I have already informed there via suffix saying that all JSP is having .jsp. So you just mention the .jsp by yourself. And that's all, guys. Now, if I go to run index.jsp again, or by the way, it's running. So let's come back. This is my index.jsp and click here. Congratulations. You are still able to fetch the hello.jsp, but it is under the JSP folder. Now try directly accessing hello.jsp and see what's happening. .jsp. Aha, you're getting 404. It means what? You are not able to access hello.jsp now. It is under the control of your server. Makes sense or
Okay.
not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So this is the Spring MVC flow, guys. Now, let's say in hello controller, I have added another method, which is at the rate of welcome. Okay.
Okay.
Now go here. What hello controller is sending? This guy is again sending the hello.jsp. I just have the same logic, but the URL pattern is changed. So I'm hoping if I put here again welcome, it will be able to give, but it should. Okay. Oh, my bad. So under hello controller, I'm putting the .jsp, and I already said the configuration saying .jsp is not required. That's the reason I was getting a 404 error.
Yeah.
Okay, let's click on welcome. So now, okay, one sec, it's reloading still. Now, hit it. Yeah, can you see that? I'm able
Yeah.
to get the data from controller. So this is how it's supposed to be. Now let's say quickly, I'm going to write a login controller. How can we do that? Very simple. Once your infrastructure is set up, then you don't need to bother a lot for these things, web.xml, dispatcher servlet, all these things. It's a one-time job. Now going forward, you just right click here, create a Java class, annotate that class as a controller, how I did here. So at the rate of controller, I created a login controller. This guy is doing the same job. You will found this logic exactly same how you have written in the login servlet. Fetching the
Okay.
get parameter username and password, printing I
Yeah.
am from login controller, creating a model and view. If my
Yeah.
username password is match abcxyz, then I'm setting the view as a success.jsp. If not, then I'm sending the fail.jsp.
Okay.
Let's look at the success.jsp. Success.jsp is simply printing welcome username. Whoever is login, it's just welcoming. And look at the fail.jsp. Fail.jsp is just saying, oops, your login is failed. And please try again with again login.jsp. So now let's run the login.jsp. In fact, let's run the index.jsp itself and see. Let's run this and see how login controller is behaving, whether it's giving you the complete data accordingly or not. Okay, so for login, click here. So I clicked here. I got a username and password. I know my login controller is waiting for ABC and XYZ. Click on login. Welcome ABC. It's coming, right? Let's come back
Yeah.
and give some data which is wrong. Click on login. Oops, your login is failed. Please try again. And this is how the flow is going to be. Simple, na? Very
Yeah.
simple. Going forward, you just need to create a different controller and different view. That's all. For each controller, what is the view you can start? For example, get employee. So you have to create an employee controller. There should be one request mapping, get employee, and one JSP page for employee JSP, employee.jsp, which will display the all list of employee on the browser. That's all. Yes or
Okay.
no? This is how it's proceeding.
Yeah.
So if I show you one real-time project developed in the Spring MVC, which I will be discussing maybe today or tomorrow, but let's see this. This is saying go to home page. Here we are in home page. You just copy this URL and paste into your Chrome URL or any browser URL. That's completely fine. It will work here also.
Yeah.
So I just added one real-time project here, country list. So as an administrator, I have an option in my project to add the country. Okay, so for that purpose, this is the project. Now see, I'm going to add country name. So add the company country USA, whatever the population is, you can put the population. Okay, I'm just giving some junk number and click on submit. Look at this.
Okay.
The down you are getting this data, right? If
Right.
you want to
Right.
edit it, just click on this. Automatically the data came here. You just put whatever modification you want to put. Click on submit. The modified data is came here. You want to delete
Nice.
this. You just click on delete it. It's gone, right? So
Right.
this is the pure application of CRUD operation. I talked about CRUD, right? CRUD in the sense of
Yeah.
create.
Curious. Yeah.
Create in the sense this section, update. Sorry, R
Read.
for read. So this data which is coming to display here, that is a read, right? Then we have a
Right.
update. So are you able to edit it? Yes, I'm able to update it also, right? And finally there is a delete. So I'm able to do the delete also. This particular application is having the complete CRUD part. CRUD, create, read, update, and delete. So how this flow is, if you understand that hello world programming, then you will be understanding it like a very easy way. You want to see that?
Yeah.
Let's come here. Here, first and most important things, let's see what are the dependency I have added. I have added a Spring code, yes, mvc. There is something called data bind I'm using for a JSON conversion. Hibernate I'm using because it's a database interaction completely. So Hibernate related things. ORM, we know that. Expect again I'm using as a part of another library. JSTL I'm using for our JSP rendering, and database, of course, H2 database. So these are the dependency I have added for this project. Definitely, if you're going to the real-time project, then according to your requirement, you have to keep on adding the different library. So here I have a different library added. Now, index.jsp is just saying get all countries. It is hitting one URL called get all countries. So look at our controller. Do we have any controller URL which is saying get all countries? Answer is yes, you have. Get all countries, what exactly it is doing? It is getting the all countries from the database. How? Via service. You remember the flow I taught you. UI to controller, controller to service, service to DAO, DAO to database,
Yeah.
the
Correct.
diagram. Here we
Yeah.
are achieving the same thing like a real-time project. So from UI, you came to this particular controller. Controller is saying, okay, I will not do any business logic execution. I'm just sending you to the service layer. Where is the service package here? The service package. I'm saying go to the country service. There you will see get all countries related business logic. This guy is here. I'm saying, hey, get all countries. Can you give me the complete countries name? I don't have to do anything fancy. It is just a query. So query, I'm not responsible for that. I'm sending you to the DAO layer. What is DAO layer? Country DAO layer. Now we came to the country DAO layer. What exactly this guy is doing? This guy is simply going to the database using the Hibernate session concept. If you know Hibernate, the pure session object, and then it is saying from country, bring the all list. You got a country list. It means in my database, there is a country table. Let me search the country. So in ORM also, you know that for each table, there is a model class, right? So here is a country. Let's come to our H2 database and try typing select star from country. Look at this, two entries are there, and that is the reason you are able to see in your project two entries for this, right? In your Chrome, here we have just, yes or no? These two entries
Yeah.
are coming from database. So exactly, guys, now it's this application is a combination of whatever you have learned so far. And I thought it's important for you to understand the whole modules combined together as a project. So further, I will be discussing on this in the next class, but you guys have to focus on this. Go by yourself and try understanding. Let's look at the configuration. Go to wave-inf, look at the wave.xml file. Again, it's having dispatcher servlet or not. You must have a dispatcher servlet here. Okay, it is also having one context listener. I will tell you why exactly it is having, but yes, it is like an infrastructure setup. Then you have a spring servlet.xml or not. Look at this annotation drive in. Where is the resources folder? Just now I saw on prefix suffix. This is the bean for data source. Yes or no? You remember the Hibernate ORM
Yeah.
part, the bean
Right.
creation,
Right.
then Hibernate session factory. Then again you have a transaction related things. All the things are same whatever you have seen in the previous example. Then application.xml, it's not required, by the way. Why it's sitting here, I don't know. There I was having the views. Here there I was having a GSP. Now it is a views. Under the country.details, these all are the CSS properties to make that blue color border, etc. And here is the code for JSP to display the data. So whenever you are getting a add country, then it is hitting the add country URL. Go to the controller, you must be seeing one URL pattern with the add country. Yes or no? It's there.
Yeah.
So for each UI2 controller, there is a link, and that link, if you understand, then you are 100% master of any web application. In a typical and any real-time project, it is the same from UI to controller. And controller, if you reach here, then you can easily understand this guy is what doing. Okay, this guy is a post call. It is taking the country object. Then it is checking if ID is not null, then it is saying, okay, this country have to be added in service layer. Go to add country. What this guy is doing, it is saying to the DAO layer, go to add country. And what this guy is doing, this guy is just saving or persisting the country object, which will directly go to the database and it will store. Pretty simple. This is the
Yeah.
flow. Anyway, I will again give some time to this. I have a hard stop at 8:30, guys. So I'm sorry. I have to bind up this class.
Okay.
Thank you. See you next
Thank you
class.
so much.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a
Bye,
good
sir.
day.
Bye.